I am 30 years old. My name is Lily, and I have a son named Mason who is 10 years old. I am married for the second time. My husband's name is Jacob, and he is 38 years old. We also have a baby together who is just 1 year old. We live in a small town. How we met: I met Jacob 6 years ago. At that time, I was 24 and he was 32. We met over the phone, and I liked him instantly. We talked on the phone for weeks before meeting in person. When we finally met, we were both very happy. We started dating right away. Jacob had never been married before and didn't have children. I had been married before, but my first marriage didn't work out. I had my son, Mason, from my first marriage. However, Jacob made me feel happy and secure. Jacob's past. Jacob opened up about his past. He told me he had lived with a girlfriend for 4 years, but they never got married. He was the one who ended the relationship. He also talked about his first love, a girl he was in love with before joining the army. They were both very young, only 16 or 17 years old. Jacob said she was his first love and that he loved her deeply. But when he joined the army, she didn't wait for him and left. He was heartbroken. Shadows of the past. Jacob's mother told me that he never truly forgot about his first love. I was curious about her, but didn't ask many questions because I didn't want to upset him. Still, I could sense that he missed her at times. First shock: one day, Jacob invited me to his apartment. I was excited to see where he lived. I brought Mason along with me. But when I entered the apartment, I was shocked. The place was old, the furniture was outdated, and it needed a lot of repairs. Later, I learned from Jacob's mom that he had spent years drinking beer in the park with friends and bringing random women to his apartment. This surprised me, as Jacob had never shared any of this with me. New Year's Eve. One New Year's Eve, we decided to go downtown to see the holiday lights. When we arrived, Jacob suddenly stopped and walked away from Mason and me. He stood far away, watching someone. I turned to see who he was looking at and noticed a woman with her husband. She looked familiar. It was Jacob's first love. He was staring at her and he seemed sad. My feelings. Seeing this, I felt strange. Why was he standing alone? Why was he watching her? I tried to talk to him, but he seemed distant. I began to wonder if Jacob still loved her and if I was just second best. Doubts and distance. Over time, Jacob began acting distant. He didn't talk or smile as much as he used to. He even talked to her brother to find out about her life, where she worked, and who she was with. This made me feel upset and unimportant. The final decision. One day, I couldn't take it anymore. I asked Jacob, "Do you still love her? Do you want to be with me or go back to her?" He looked surprised and said, "I love you." But I didn't believe him. I made the hardest decision of my life. I decided to leave Jacob. I told him I couldn't live in the shadow of his first love. I needed someone who would love me wholeheartedly and focus on our family. Conclusion. It was painful to walk away, but I knew it was the right choice. Life is too short to settle for being second best. I wanted a life where I felt loved, valued, and cherished. Sometimes, letting go is the only way to find happiness and peace.